What's up, YouTubers? Millennial Waterfowler here today. Today I wanted to talk about something that for, I don't know, a long time that's kind of been my, I wouldn't say downfall to hunting, or my, not necessarily like my not favorite part. So I am afraid of the dark in the woods. Not in the aspect that like, oh, like that's hilarious, like you can't walk around in the woods by yourself without freaking yourself out. Not true. I can go out in the woods and, get to where I need to go. I don't like it. I don't know anybody that likes it. There's probably someone out there that's like, oh, well, you're just a big baby, there ain't nothing to worry about, blah 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 blah. I watched a lot of scary movies. Not a good thing. And every time you hear a noise in the woods, you're always like, what was that? What was that? And it bugs me. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, wow, like, you're a big baby, blah, 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 blah. But some people are deathly afraid of spiders. Some people are deathly afraid of snakes. People have phobias, people have general fears. And this isn't like a, oh, I saw a Bigfoot or something like that. No, like, I just don't like being in the woods by myself, alone. I can take my boat, go out to the lake at 9 o'clock at night, motor up somewhere, go fishing. I'm good by myself, no problem. Which brings me to a good point. Brings me to an awesome point. Hunting by yourself is dangerous. Take a buddy. If you can't, go somewhere that you know more than anything. If you guys go out and you want to go hunt and all your friends are busy or have to work or bail on you or whatever the case may be, and you still are bound and determined to go someplace that you know like the back of your hand. Don't go to that new spot. Don't go someplace where you don't know how deep the water is. Don't go someplace where you don't know that there's a stump in the water that you could trip and fall over. If it's freezing degree weather and you're a mile into a refuge or somewhere that you can hunt that you have access to, that you're allowed to be on, and you go down, what are your plan of procedures? What are you going to do? So one thing I've always stuck with is I used to hunt at this pond back up in Colorado, and very, very small. It was the pond was maybe 50 yards long, 50 yards wide, and there were three of them, one in the middle and two on each side, and a river on a road adjacent to it. Great for ducks. Awesome place. Right at the edge of city limits. Awesome place to hunt. A lot of people go there. During the week it's not as bad, but still pretty prevalent with people, and it's where I go. So since I moved down here to Oklahoma, down south here, there's not really any place that I have found that's right up the street from me or 10-15 minutes away. Everything's kind of a little bit of a drive, 20-30, 20-40, etc., etc. So what I like to do, if I can't go with someone and I make it to the spot. Let's say I go out to this place that's on the river. Great spot to go to. Generally, someone else is going to be there. Generally. And when I get out there, I just try to befriend someone and ask them if they want to hunt. Now, don't get me wrong, it has its hit and misses. Sometimes I've seen another guy pull up with the same situation as me. Hey, you want to team up? Put our spreads together and smack out some limits. Great, works. Make a new friend. Sometimes they can be lifelong friends. Other times you go out and people show up and you got the best spot, or you think you have the best spot, and they just want to hunt with their buddies, and You know, they don't have room, or whatever the situation may be, to where they don't want to do it. Not a big deal. But here's where the tip comes in. I usually wait. Like, let's say I get to my duck hunting spot at like 3:30 in the morning, and it's a 5-minute walk into the pond. I might go throw my bag out there, but I don't like it. I don't like not being able to see what's going on around me. I don't know if it's that, or if it's I've watched a bunch of scary movies and there's something in the woods that, whatever, my mind that is so powerful that freaks me out. I don't know. But my family's got some land up in Wisconsin. Beautiful land to go hunting. Quite a few acres. It's private. Hunted it since I was 16 years old. And to this day, like, if I get to go up there and go hunt, I don't like being in the woods by myself. I worked up there for a while, and I got to go hunting. I worked my work schedule worked out perfect to where every morning I got off in time to make it to my tree stand and go bow hunting, go rifle hunting. And for whatever reason, that 20-30 minute walk from the back porch all the way up to the woods, I just didn't like it. If it was daylight out, no big deal. I could walk to my tree stand during the day. But the minute that sun went down, I don't know. Something about it gives me an unsteady feeling. You know, you're walking, you're trekking. It's like going up in the mountains. I hunted the Colorado Rocky Mountains, and I got to go up 11,000 feet in elevation. It was like 12,000 acres of public land that you can go elk hunt 2 years ago. And got to go scouting for a couple days, camped, went with a buddy of mine that I met on a page for hunting, and really good friends. Really great guy. At first it was kind of weird, you know, like, oh, I'm meeting someone off the internet to hang out with, you know, all that kind of weird stuff. But the guy turned out to be a really, really awesome, wholesome, cool guy. And we went hunting for like 7 days. Now, I wasn't successful on my bow hunt, but it's tough. I mean, you're chasing animals that this is all they live. Now, I didn't have the issues up in high elevation with getting over the mountains, or we couldn't find them in time. There's a lot of hikers, there's a lot of people that go up there to take pictures, and tourists, and they close that area down for hunting. Well, a lot of people still go up there and go hiking, and it pushed the herds all over the place. Needless to say, when I was up there with him, we did see black bear. We did see mountain lion or cougar. And you have to realize, you know, yes, man is the top predator, but mistakes can be made. And you can get yourself in some trouble. And it's not necessarily the fear of, oh, like, I don't like being alone in the dark. You know, if me and, you know, a couple of my uncles are going out hunting and we're all going into the woods, you kind of got that, okay, well, he's a few hundred yards away on the other side of the hill. So if I fell or something and broke my ankle, he could hear me. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's fine. What I don't like, and what I'm trying to make a point is for anybody that bashes someone for not being in the woods alone, for one, it's not smart. I mean, you can say, well, I've known these woods like the back of my hand or whatever. Yeah, what happens when you get hurt? Technology fails every day. There's no sure way that, you know, you're going to walk out of there safe and unharmed. I've fallen out of a tree stand. I had a tree stand fail. Nothing I did wrong. Bought a nice brand new tree stand, put it up in the tree, and the strap broke. Not because I'm overweight, not because of anything. I did just a freak accident, and I fell 14 feet and landed on my feet. How? I don't know. But I'm alive, and I'm lucky. And I was wearing a harness, and my harness ripped and burned all the way down. And everybody's like, well, maybe you didn't put it on correctly, or no. No, everything was right. It was a fluke accident, the one in a whatever. But my point is those things happen. So try to find a buddy. Try to find someone to go with. If you don't have anybody to go with and you're still making that last-ditch effort to get out there and nobody shows up and you got the whole place to yourself, wait that 20 minutes till just before sunrise. I mean, you can't shoot them anyway till legal shooting light, and by that time it's already light enough to see. That's not going to change the fact that you still can't get hurt and slip, fall, you know, whatever else may happen to you. But at least you're visible. And so what I like to do is simply that. When I would deer hunt by myself, alone, on private land, at my family's property, I'd wait till 5:30, and it'd still be kind of dark, but for the most part it's coming up. Oh, well, you're scaring off, that's prime time, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I guess. But you got to do what you're comfortable with, because whatever you're comfortable with, no matter what your skill level is, everybody has their downfalls. Everybody has their whatevers that will make you maybe not necessarily hesitate to do something, but I'm not going to go on the river by myself to a spot I've never been to. And for that matter, I'm probably not going to go by myself at all. Just because it's not safe. It's not smart. I mean, people drown, people capsize their boats, people... And it's not every time because someone made a stupid choice. It's because people didn't know what was going on, or something all of a sudden popped up. You know, your motor breaks down, you have no cell phone reception. When you have that camaraderie with someone, they can help you. You know, well, my boat got stuck on this big rock. Well, let's get out and push it together. Or, you know, well, let's figure something out. When you're out there by yourself, you kind of get into this, okay, what do I got to do? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? You know, who am I going to call? How's this going to happen? And so what I like to do is I always, like, let my wife know, hey, this is where I'm probably going to go. If I go somewhere else, I'm going to shoot you a text message and let you know where I'm going to be and what time to generally expect me home. And if I'm not home at that time, I will send you another text message in regards to why. Sometimes I'll say, hey babe, I'm going to go out in the woods, we're going to go shoot some ducks. If I don't really see anything by 9 o'clock, we're probably going to pack up and start heading that way. Expect me home by, 10:30, 11. And then if the duck hunting's really good and, we're only a couple birds away from our limit, birds are still flying, I'll shoot her that text at 8:30, 8:45 and say, hey, we're still out here, play it by ear, everything's fine, boom, done. Because getting lost in the woods is a real thing, getting turned around is a real thing, and it is actually genuinely scary. I have been lost in the woods before. Obviously that was before like the GPS and everything was on your smartphone, so you could just pinpoint and do all that great stuff. But it sucks. So until it's happened to you, you really can't relate and understand what I'm trying to say, because you're not necessarily, you're lucky. And don't make that mistake and then say I told you so, or be like, oh wow, like this guy kind of knows something about it, because it does happen. But try not to get too far off topic. That's why I don't like being alone in the dark. I just don't like it. And I'm sure, and there's some people that say, oh, man, that's the best part, is being in the woods. Walking to your tree stand at 4:30 in the morning, opening day, by yourself, and you're on private land is one thing. Walking out at 4:30 in the morning on public land with a rifle is a completely different story. Or a completely different story with a bow. Or a completely different story with a crossbow. Whatever firearm you're using, it's different. You don't know what to expect. You don't know who's out there. You don't know if there's a crazy person out there that is off their meds, that's, we had an incident years back in Wisconsin where a guy quintessentially hunted down these hunters and just killed them all. For no apparent reason. He just grabbed them and took their guns and shot them and killed them all off one at a time. I think there's like 3 or 4 people involved. Terrible. Now, does that happen every day? No. Thank the Lord. But the stuff happens. So you got to be careful. You got to be prepared. Steps you need to follow. And comment below if you're just like me. If you're not, let me know what you think. If you like this video, give me a like. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be talking about a lot more other things. I'm an open book. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'm not going to try to, boost something for what it's not. I'm just an average dude that goes out and hunts public land. I get every opportunity I can every once in a while to get some private in, and do the best I can with what I got. And I think a lot of people can respect the fact that you're honest about what you do and how you actually do it, and not sugarcoat anything and not try to be perfect. A lot of times I find myself hunting with new people a lot, and I like that. I've developed not necessarily like an arsenal of buddies to go hunting with, but the more people you know, the more opportunities you have. But you can also find that consistency with just one buddy or just two friends or however many it is. When you get that tight-knit group of people together and you guys go do something, you always have that blind camaraderie with each other, make each other breakfast, hang out, shoot the crap a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. So once again, this is Jake from Millennial Waterfowl. Go ahead and like my video if you liked it, leave a comment below what you thought, and I'll see you on the next video.